Hello, and thank you for selecting this easy-to-use voice-guided tour companion for your upcoming all-inclusive stay in Sidjel. My name is Brandt, and for the next 30 minutes, I will give you all the information you will need to enjoy a safe, transformative, and most importantly, fun stay in the sometimes daunting intragalactic hub port. Please take the time to now unseal and open your accompanying visual quartex device, ensuring all tabs are fully depressed and locked. When you are ready, press and hold the yellow button marked Initiate. This process should take less than 30 seconds, which we shall provide for you now. If you need more time, simply press the stop button on your listening device and rejoin the voice-guided tour when you are ready. The tour shall continue in 25 seconds. Your quartex device should now be activated and syopto-synced with your retina. If the screen has stopped flashing green and the triangle is now solid white, your sync is complete. If the triangle is still empty or is fragmented, please wait for the syopto-sync to complete. Stop your playback device and hold the magenta key, labeled Help, if syncing has not completed by the end of this sentence. Congratulations! You are now synced with your quartex device. An important first step before embarking on your journey to Sidjel. Take a moment to revel in your achievement. Out of millions of arcannual applicants from your system and galactic-wide, your application was considered to be within the top 98th percentile, an outstanding triumph you can reflect upon throughout your lifetime. This is an important distinction to remember when you're on Sidjel. All those that you interact with are also within the top 98th percentile. It is this distinction that, despite language, physical appearance, political leanings, and dietary preferences, brings all that are chosen to visit together in mutual respect. Honor and respect all the beings you shall meet, always granting the benefit of the doubt to those you encounter, and conflict shall never arise. This voice-guided tour companion is segmented into 12, easy-to-remember, bite-sized chapters. 1. Travel. 2. Arrival. 3. Customs and declarations. 4. Finding accommodation. 5. Money and trade. 6. Dining. 7. Psyoptogenic scanning. 8. Ritual observance and formality. 9. Interacting with others. 10. Conflict avoidance. 11. Leaving Sidjel to visit other galactic points. 12. Leaving Sidjel to return home. For more in-depth information on any of the preceding chapters, including a comprehensive guide to the 17 most common ritual observances you shall experience during your stay, please refer to the Further Reading tab on the home screen of your quartex. Chapter 1. Travel. Traveling to Sidjel has never been easier. When the Federation first implemented the intragalactic port, conventional chemical travel was the singular means of conveyance, limiting its usefulness to only those beings with both the technical prowess and corporeal longevity required to reach it. Advancements in molecular scranification through quantum teleportation have reduced the energy required to a few particles of hydrogen, with the travel time likewise being reduced to milliseconds. Yocto technology has simultaneously yielded the compact displacement field, conveniently located within the very quartex you are currently holding. By locating and visually selecting the Travel tab on the home screen of your quartex, you will find the lone destination currently available to you, labeled Transport to Hub, Sidjel. After reaching the port, more options may become available to you. Visually select the Transport to Hub, Sidjel, tab, and grasp the quartex firmly with at least one appendage or appending device. Then relax and hold on, for within a moment, you will be in Sidjel. Chapter 2. Arrival. Welcome to Sidjel. Within a moment or two, your vision will begin to uncloud, and before you, the large transport hub of Sidjel shall be buzzing with life. For most, your first arrival will be disorienting and overwhelming to your senses. This is a perfectly normal response to travel by molecular scramification. Reassembly may leave you feeling queasy. The sudden cacophony of hundreds of beings speaking in several dozen languages, the sight of the wide array of different body types, the unfamiliar and perhaps offensive smells, not to mention the multitude of emissions processed by those experiencing sixth, seventh, and eighth senses, it should go without saying, arrival can leave you feeling out of sorts. Remember, this is perfectly normal. You are amongst the finest the galaxy has to offer, and soon, these radical differences will seem commonplace. Follow the pulsating yellow arrows on the floor from your reassembly platform, or the guidance prompts on your quartex. These will lead you through the welcome area decontamination hazer and into line, where you will await your turn to meet with an intake liaison officer at the customs and declarations gate. Chapter 3. Customs and Declarations. As you approach the Customs and Declarations gate, you will notice the queue is separated into individuals traveling alone and into those that are traveling in a group. Please select the appropriate intake and wait for the yellow light to turn aquamarine, or for the scent to turn from acrid to leathery. A friendly liaison officer will greet you and ask you a series of questions. Please answer these honestly and quickly. While the intake officer garners the required information from you, you may feel a slight warmth starting at the top of your form and moving slowly downwards. This is a scanning device ensuring you have not accidentally transported dangerous contraband. If you have mistakenly traveled with forbidden goods, the scanning device will stop at the location of these goods, at which point you must remain motionless while an assistant intake officer relieves you of the illicit items. Depending on the perceived danger of the item or items, the intake officers may take you to the ancillary intake chamber for further processing. A full list of banished goods can be found on your quartex device, within the Travel submenu, under the What Not to Bring tab. If the scanning device does not find illicit or dangerous goods on your form, you will be allowed to pass through the primary gate and into the hub's welcome center. In addition to the main exit, here you will find a vast selection of goods and services available nowhere else on Sidjel. So be sure to take your time and sample the very best of the galaxy, from the merchants that help make intergalactic travel safe and free. Chapter 4. Finding Accommodations. You've arrived on Sidjel, passed through customs and declarations, and experienced all the welcome hub has to offer. Now's a great time to find a place to call home while you continue to explore the planet and interact with like-minded travelers. But where to begin? You probably saw several hubtels while wandering the Galleria, and if your stay in Sidjel is expected to be short, any of these will be an excellent and convenient choice. Due to the multitude of beings visiting the port and their varied climate and comfort preferences, it is important to confirm the hubtel's compatibility with your needs. Each welcome hub-located hubtel displays handy infographics and info vapors directly below their branded signage, by the front entrance of each establishment. Find the accommodation that best suits your climate and comfort needs by identifying the image or scent that most accurately represents your form and home world. If you are traveling beyond the welcome hub, simply visually engage the Travel tab on your quartex device and navigate to the Accommodations submenu. Based on your Cyopto sync data, the quartex will locate suitable options for short and long-term stays, covering a wide range of prices to match your budget. When you've made your selection, follow the guided prompts to the transit terminal and choose either a luxurious private transpod for a faster arrival, or a mass transit multipod for a thrilling social experience and a view that can't be beat. And here's a helpful hint for the adventurous type. In future, consider a stay in accommodations designed for beings from other home worlds. You never know what you might end up enjoying. Note, Sidjel Intragalactic Travel Services cannot be held responsible for injuries, deaths, or disappearances arising from improperly selected accommodation. For a full list of responsibility claims, please visit the Held Harmless submenu under the SITS tab on your quartex home screen. Chapter Break. Where exactly is Sidjel? Sidjel is easy to find with pinpoint accuracy on the quartex galactic reference map. A P-type planet orbiting the Crivelby binary star system, located between 21 to 24 kilolight years from the galactic center, 6.7 to 7.4 kiloparsecs. In other words, virtually in your own backyard. Chapter 5. Money and Trade. As you recline comfortably in your personal transport, hold firmly onto the handrail aboard the mass transit multipod, or settle into your ease-enhanced slumber module, you may likely be struck with an anxious thought: how will I pay for this? Worry not, and release this harmful feeling from your mind. Or better yet, hold onto it, for it may prove useful soon. Transactions on Sidjel are processed automatically by your Cyopto-synced quartex device. Simply existing will issue you a hearty line of credit, and your quartex device will never let you spend more than you are worth. Trinkets from your home world can be traded at credimats for varying rates throughout the city, and perhaps best of all, several psychically charged beings will pay maximum market value for your thoughts and feelings, good and bad. And if you happen to perish before your columns are balanced, your body will simply be harvested for a sum that will easily cover outstanding debts to creditors as well as turn a small profit for the harvesters that locate your remains first. So recline back a little further. Take in the view with a bigger socially interactive display of joy. Settle into your ease-enhanced slumber module with a bit more abandon. You've earned it. Chapter 6. Dining. Without a doubt, you can be sure that the diverse menus found on Sidjel are not available literally anywhere else. From pedway carts with delicious snacks on the go, to hours-long, multi-course, gastronomic marathons in elevated dining gardens miles above the clouds, your choices are varied beyond all measure. Veloupian calf shorg, delicate Grambo larval sacks, an Earth-style hot dog sandwich with plenty of ketchup, Minaras from Michel Minor B, flavors catered for the tame, and captured for the bold, have never been more within reach. Allow your quartex visual device to analyze your nutrient deficiencies and, within moments, you will find the perfect meal for when you are eating to live. Allow it to analyze your aurifical taste receptors and digestive bacterial cytokinetic responses, and without question, you will find the ultimate meal when you are living to eat. And because your quartex triple scans for digestive tolerance, viral resistance and allergic threats, fears of being consumed by your meal are a thing of the past. Chapter 7. Cyoptogenic Scanning. While the merchant conglomerate has worked tirelessly in conjunction with the Federation to eliminate 100% of the dangers that typically threaten the delicate balance that we call existence, their efforts have thus far not yet reached this elusive benchmark. While they continue to strive towards this goal, our science team has made advancements that, while not entirely painless, are still far and away superior to permanent ceasing of life functions. Enter Cyoptogenic Scanning. From the moment you use your quartex device to transport via molecular scramification, i.e. jump scram, to the intragalactic hub port at Sidjel, a copy of your genetic makeup is stored in the multidimensional quantum baryon computer, also known as the MUDQ bar. This imprint is updated with your most recent mental and physical attributes every time you jump scram. If you happen to experience a very unlikely extinguishing of life while on your trip to Sidjel, and your body is over 90% intact, local harvesters are required by law to determine if you have opted into the SITS Cyoptogenic Scan program. By clicking the opt-in button, located on your quartex home screen, harvesters must return your body to a processing center, where your existing molecules will be reconstituted into your last recorded imprint. You will awaken on the reassembly platform in the arrival hub, without a memory of your unfortunate demise. The only catalog of your untimely expiration will be located on your finances screen, under the debt submenu. There, you will find that 1% of your future and life body processing, or current market value, will be paid to the harvesters that located and returned you. As you have no doubt surmised, this reanimation can only reoccur as long as your outstanding debts are less than your total net worth. It must also be said that the Federation has mandated that no imprint reanimation can reoccur for any single individual more than 40 active unpaid times, debt and net worth allowing. We at SITS advise timely harvester repayments of current market value at the earliest possible convenience. So, while you have many more lives to live, please, try your best to live them responsibly. Chapter 8. Ritual Observance and Formality. Even on a distant planet, hundreds or thousands of light years from your home system, it can be easy to forget where you are. Sometimes, the sight of a being you are unfamiliar with, simply existing in the only way it knows how, can shock you right back into reality. And this sudden display of shock can, right or wrong, be interpreted as disrespect. Beings have evolved differently, and their methods of living are no less important or correct than yours. If you come upon beings exchanging slime via puddles on the floor, spraying bitter mists into the air, emitting sudden, loud, guttural yelps, or excreting fluid into holes in the ground, remember, they, like you, are merely doing what life requires of them. Try earnestly to do what they require of you. Respect. Chapter 9. Interacting with others. Interaction with other beings is the most important, most enlightening, and often, most fun, experience you can have while visiting Sidjel. Your quartex can help you find social situations that will most certainly fit your needs, in the What to Do travel submenu. Beverage and narcotic dispensaries, group physical activities and low-stakes competition, say up to first-person virtual gaming, wagering facilities, and exotic non-reproductive erotic experiences, just to name a few, not to mention many, many more. Familiarize yourself with the Ritual Observance and Formality Compendium within your quartex, and always be sure to practice mindfulness, empathy, and mutual respect. Chapter 10. Conflict Avoidance. You've been mindful, empathic, and respectful, but in spite of all your efforts, you have found yourself engaged in what you can only assume is conflict. But how can you be sure? Before you do anything rash, just remember to quit. The simple acronym to help you determine the answer to that sometimes difficult question. And that is the first step. Question. Ask the other being or beings if they are engaging you in conflict. If that answer is clear, or unclear, the next step is, use. Use your quartex device by pressing and holding the magenta key labeled Help, facing the device's Cyopto scanner towards the aggressors. An emergency multi-language prompt will communicate your wish for de-escalation while simultaneously signaling for nearby security patrols. Next, initiate. Initiate de-escalation by slowly backing away, if possible. Do not attempt to use any socially interactive facial display that involves exposing your teeth, as some beings find this to be a further aggressive action. Hold appendages below your center of gravity, demonstrating your willful helplessness. Finally, turn. Turn around when you are out of imminent danger and slowly move away. Wait for the security patrols to arrive and explain the events to the best of your ability. Again, when in danger, don't forget to QUIT. Note, injuries and deaths occurring during conflict on Sidjel are the sole financial responsibility of the living and or less injured. SITS cannot be held accountable for your instigation of aggressive acts. Chapter 11. Leaving Sidjel to visit other galactic points. You've made friends from systems far and wide and sampled the cuisine of distant worlds, and now you feel brave enough to travel to another new planet. Before you can add a new destination to the travel tab of your quartex device, you'll need to do a few things first. Engage the Star System Information tab on the Travel submenu of your quartex device. There, you will find habitable worlds with functioning societies at peace, a necessity when practicing wide intragalactic travel. Delve deeper to determine the gravitational and chemical natures of the planets you wish to visit, as well as the average daily temperatures. If these are compatible with your nominal life functions, you are nearly on your way. If they are not suitable environs for your safe, continued functioning, be sure to visit an extravehicular mobility unit dealer to be fitted for an EMU suit. While sometimes costly, these necessary devices can be the key to your safe travel around the galaxy. When you have secured your EMU, your last stop before traveling will be to the Planetary Consulate and Expeditionary Services Department, conveniently located within Sidjel's intragalactic hub port. An entry visa will be granted after a brief interview, psychological evaluation and thorough physical. Once passed and approved, the destination will be added to your quartex device, and you'll be free to travel. Note: please do not eat solid foods for 48 hours before your visit to the Planetary Consulate and Expeditionary Services Department. Chapter 12. Leaving Sidjel to return home. The time has come for you to pack your mobile dressing container, check out of your hubtle, and bid farewell to the beings that comprehend the concept of goodbyes. You have had a life-changing experience, but as ever, there is work to be done on your home world. It is recommended that all jump scramming be done from within the welcome hub, though in pressing moments, when time is limited, the Federation has deemed it acceptable to jump scram from anywhere on the planet. Simply press the Travel tab on your quartex home screen, click the Home tab, and point the Cyopto scanner at your retina. Within moments, you will return on your home planet, a little dazed, pockets full of incredible trinkets, mind full of incredible memories, and heart full of pride like never before. You are now a citizen of the galaxy, and envoy of your world. Greetings, and welcome. We will see you again soon. Final note: if your quartex device should fall into the wrong hands, it is your responsibility to retrieve it, by any means and force necessary.